What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I think we're gonna have a good show today, man. I want to talk about. We're gonna get into like that quarterback rating. I know Tom, you and Jim, y'all brought up some good ones about the let me go back to y'all text. You was talking about either Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, or CJ Stroud, like start, bench, or cut.
Yeah.
And then Jim, you wanted to talk about the AFC North starting quarterbacks, right?
Mhm.
I just think that's gonna be an interesting season. How this all shakes out, right? Because now you got Aaron Rodgers showing up in the division. Obviously, you got Lamar doing his thing, and Burrow's doing his thing. But then the mess that is the Cleveland Browns, right? Is Flacco going to be the man, or are they going to switch gears? What's going to happen there? So I think that there's just a lot of interesting storylines as the season progresses. You know, which team is actually going to find success? I would assume the Ravens are going to end up on top as a team, and Lamar's just going to be Lamar and do his thing. But yeah, I having Aaron Rodgers in the mix, that's going to change the dynamics a little bit.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
Tom.
No, I was just saying, me being a Steelers fan, man, but I still think the favorites going into the season got to be the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got to be the favorites going into the season and how things, check out or whatever going down, because Cincinnati, they're going to have a prolific offense again. But will they be able to stop anybody? That's
no.
That's their problem, man. And they're going to be in shootouts. Seems like every week they're going to be in a shootout. So
yeah.
And Cleveland, that's like the story of the off season so far, because they're trying so many quarterbacks. Well, Deshaun Watson probably ain't going to shoot up, but you got, like you say, Flacco, you got Shador, and you got the other one that they drafted.
That's funny because he was the first quarterback they drafted, and no one can remember his name.
Right, and they got what's the name up there? Kenny Pickett, and they got Kenny Pickett up there.
Kenny Pickett, yeah.
They got, so they're gonna have to make some decisions, man. Early on too. I don't think they're gonna drag this out. I think, first round of cuts, man, one or two of them guys might be gone. So.
Yeah. So so we're gonna get into more of that, like with the football. Also, I want to discuss. Let me see, what was that? Yeah. We're gonna talk about the football, the quarterbacks, and stuff like that. Also, I wanted to discuss. I thought that'd have been cool to talk about, like those nicknames, best NBA nicknames. Jim came up with some ones that they left off the list that I didn't even think about. I forgot about. What was the ones you said, Jim?
Well, there's so many. I already named about a half a dozen, but one I just thought of just looking at this list, man. Where's the answer? The answer isn't on there.
No. Allen Iverson is on here.
Is he? Oh, yeah. I see him. Yep.
Yeah. Allen Iverson, but
Gervin, Georgie Iceman, and
I don't need that off. I don't like you need Iceman off. That's great.
Clyde the Glide.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then that first cat that I was super impressed with, that when I learned he came right out of high school into the pros, Daryl Dawkins. And when he started breaking backboards, and they nicknamed him Chocolate Thunder, and that dude had about 8 different nicknames for himself.
Right.
He used to name his Dunks. That's what he used to do.
Yeah.
He used to name his Dunks.
Yeah.
He said he was from Lovetron. He's from.
That's right. That's right.
Lovetron.
Yeah. Then I want to go into, also I want to talk about like the growing pains, right? With what's going on with the Indiana Fever. Because I think yesterday we talked about like how how Kelsey Mitchell's sister made a statement, or no, she retweeted or liked a statement that was tweeted about Caitlin Clark, right? And I think Jason Whitlock made an interesting post about it. You know, his comment was interesting, what he said about it. And I thought that that was kind of interesting with what Jason Whitlock has said about it. So I do want to discuss that a little bit. Also, I want to discuss Kennedy Carter. She's still not in the league. I think yesterday the Chicago Sky they hit their 17th loss of the season. If not yesterday, the day before. And she commented, basically saying that, that they need her or they could use her right about now. And a lot of people saying, that they think that Kennedy Carter is blackballed. So I want to get in a little bit into that. But before we talk about the football, I want to listen to Jason Whitlock or some things that Jason Whitlock says about with the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. So I'm gonna play that real quick, and then we can comment on that.
This includes Stephanie White, the head coach, and this what Kelsey Mitchell may be frustrated by is that there's a dishonest conversation about the Indiana Fever team and Caitlin Clark. I love Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, too often, 5 times a game, comes down and takes a shot without a thought in her mind about the other 4 players on the team. And a lot of times, these are bad shots early in the shot clock. And Caitlin Clark, as talented as she is, as much excitement as she brings, and she's a force for good, and she is a playmaker and ball handler and feeds her teammates. But Caitlin Clark, for anybody that intelligently watches the Indiana Fever, she can get lost in Caitlin Clark world. She can get lost in thinking, hey, this is the same as Iowa. This is the same as my high school team. This is the same as my junior high team. This is the same as my grade school team. I got to take shots and I got to control the ball and I got to make every play because the rest of my teammates are a lot worse than me. And so Kelsey Mitchell is watching Caitlin Clark in real time, try to figure out how to play with players like herself who can get a bucket, with players like Aaliyah Boston who can get a bucket. And so that's part of Caitlin Clark's struggle. And no one in the media talks about it because either you make ridiculous racial claims about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, or you just go on TV or go on your podcast and you celebrate Caitlin Clark as if she can do no wrong. Caitlin Clark takes bad shots that frustrate her teammates. That's a part of being on a basketball team. That's a part of team sports. There were things I did at Ball State that frustrated my teammates, justifiably so.
All right. So let me ask you this. Tom, you was a point guard, right? So let me ask you this, about point guards. About what Jason Whitlock's saying. Do you think, as a point guard, do you think that it's like a growing pain or it's like an adjustment period, whereas though these two, Caitlin Clark and the Kelsey Mitchell, need to be able to grow and understand each other's game so they can learn how to play together?
Definitely. I do think they need to learn each other's game and know how to coexist, things like that. She takes 5 ill-advised shots a game.
Mm-hmm.
Just what Whitlock was saying, 5 ill-advised shots. And I really, that's not a lot. That's not really a lot a game. And then I think because they bombs that she's shooting, that's when, it's bad shots. You know what I mean? Because she's shooting bombs. So if she was shooting 5 shots early in the shot clock and it was only 12 of 15 footers, I don't think people will, bat an eye about it. But because she's taking, like you say, 30 footers or whatever like that, they saying, well, that's a bad shot. So I just think, they just got to learn how to coexist, know each other game, play off each other a little bit more. But I don't think 5 shots a game, I don't think that's really, I don't think that's bad.
Yeah, I don't think that's because, that's a little bit more than one shot per quarter. You know what I mean? You come down in so that's only one shot per quarter if she shoots.
Shots going up every 24 seconds. You know what I mean? Shots going up every 24 seconds.
Well, and is it possible that some of those are also planned just to keep the defense from, to trying to suck the defense out, right? Because we know she's a scorer. I don't disagree 100 at all with what he said, but playing devil's advocate, it could be possible that they're trying to pull the defense out a little bit, right? Because she is a known threat. Get her throwing some of these up to make them think, okay, we gotta, if she starts getting hot, we gotta start playing her tighter. I don't know if it is intentional, then Kelsey's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I can see what he's saying is if it's just Catlin going off on her own, making her own decisions and throwing that up. If I'm a teammate, I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Well, and also I think it's a bad shot. Say like if y'all coming out of a timeout and the coach drew up another plan, another shot,
yeah,
and you get out there and you shoot a logo 3, then that's different.
Yeah,
but like in the flow of the game, because you got to think about it. In the flow of the game, everybody on that court is at one point in time going to do something that their teammate is going to scratch their head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even Kelsey Mitchell, like some shots she shoot, they're gonna be like, but that's your teammate, and you just, we on to the next play.
Yeah.
So,
and those Kelsey and Catlin both are the style of player that are going to play in a flow, and so they're just trying to feel the flow.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I just thought that I basically thought that I was like, well, 5 shots to me wasn't a lot. That's why I wanted to ask you and Tump, like, what y'all thought about what Jason Whitlock said in the course of a game. And like I said, with these two young ladies really basically getting to know each other, I thought that was really, to me, really wasn't a big deal. Let me see. C Gazer, welcome back to the chat. C Gazer says that I think that Clark wants to score logo 3s. The logo 3s is a part, or is to please her fans. I'm sure that she knows about chucking shots, but she still needs to shoot the logo 3s. And like I said, I just didn't really feel like it, like 5 shots a game, 5 3-pointers, logo 3s to me just wasn't a lot. So yeah, that's what I thought about that with Jason Whitlock. But to the next subject, right? Chennedy Carter. She is still not in the league. The Chicago Sky let her go after after last season. Do y'all think Chennedy Carter is blackballed?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, she's a scorer, and she scores she scores more than the league average, right? And she's a playmaker. I think absolutely it is a personnel decision to say, hey, let's move on, because we don't want to deal with this. Because she's playing overseas right now, isn't she?
I think she is. She is. Yeah.
So why is she being whiteballed though? Why is she being whiteballed?
I think she's being blackballed. I don't know why. I think because part of it was because of the reputation that she had of being like a player who was kind of unstable and somebody who was who acted on impulse.
So I think her teammates, obviously her teammates enjoyed her being that pest on the court. Weren't there some conversations about her being a pest off the court in the locker room as well?
But I never seen anything though. I just, you know what I mean? Like a lot of it was just rumors and stuff like that.
Right.
But they, you know, yeah, I don't know. I do think that she's being blackballed. I think that, you know, some teams, not just the Chicago Sky that can use her. I think maybe even the Aces, you know, I think the Aces need a point, you know, upgrade at point guard. They could use an upgrade at point guard.
So her play, you know, her style of play or her production that she can bring to a team, it don't outweigh like maybe with her outspokenness or her disposition. It does when she can contribute to a team, it doesn't outweigh that.
Right.
I'm just asking. Yeah, I'm asking.
I'm saying that's a good question, right?
Yeah.
You know, do her bad points outweigh, you know, her good points? That's a good question. The Chicago Sky didn't feel like, you know, they didn't feel like that. Good morning, Retro.
Hey, Retro.
What's up?
They didn't feel like, you know, her good points outweighed the Chicago Sky. I guess they felt like they could, you know, she was somebody who could be easily replaced.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times that's what, you know, teams will do. Like teams will say, well, if you know, if your good don't outweigh your bad, then they get rid of you.
That's right. That's right.
Know, even if, you know, sometimes it take longer for players. Like if you're a superstar player,
right,
you know, you get towards, they can't wait to, you know, like with Terrell Owens. Remember, they couldn't wait to get rid of Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
But while he was on top of his game.
But before she was even with the Sky, she was with the Dream, and she got suspended for something, right? She was gosh darn it. It was like conduct detrimental or one of those kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So that's how she ended up at the Dream, because she was again, she was scoring, right? She's a playmaker, but she's had a bumpy go of it, personality wise.
Yeah. And so Retro says that Sinead Carter was battling Coach Teaspoon stat padding with Angel Reese. And see, I can see her being the kind of player who's like outspoken. Like if she thought that Angel Reese was stat padding, she'll call it out. She didn't have no
speak up on it,
Yeah, say you had no and so like if you're a coach, do you want a team, you know, a player like that who has that reputation in your locker room who gonna call stuff like that out?
Yeah.
Even if she good, you
know it's real easy to be labeled a problem, a malcontent.
Oh yeah.
A coach killer. A lot of them, you know what I mean, disruptor. You know, and once you get those labels, man, it's tough to shake. It's tough to shake, man. Once you get those type of labels and you have that type of reputation, man, it's tough to shake. It really is.
Yeah. So I think she being blackballed, but
and if she didn't have issues, you know, a couple of stops in the WNBA, people are like, nah, she's not worth the headache. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's not worth the headache.
Yeah, and so Seagazer says, but I do think that the WNBA team has the same leverage as the WCBA team on Carter. I think Carter is playing overseas, so Carter will bully her teammates and the coaching staff. She cannot do this kind of stuff in China. Let me see. So I guess that's a China basketball, this CBA.
Or collective bargaining agreement, maybe. You know, no CBA to protect her.
Oh,
and I can see that. I can see that. Like, you know, they're not under those type of guidelines and those type of rules and stuff where she can't get away with that overseas and those type of leagues that she probably would be able to do in the WNBA. And like I said, people just might not think she's worth the headache.
Yeah. And see, that's what sometimes players mislead themselves into thinking that like all they had, as long as you're a good player, you know, I'm good, you know, so you should put up with, you know, whatever else I bring to,
right.
You know, that don't always, you know, sometimes it's a little bit more to it than, you know, it's just like on a job, you know, you just can't go to work and say, well, I do my work. But if you're not a team player at the job, then it kind of, they'll get you out of there, So it's the same at work.
And then it might not just be like upper management. It could be teammates as well. It could be players that say, I don't want to in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a time where they might have asked, a star player or two, like, what do you think? We was thinking about bringing her in. What do you think? And they was like, no, they don't want to play with her. You know what I mean? She's going to upset the apple cart, so to speak. So
yeah. So
Mexico, huh?
Yeah, so I thought I heard that she was playing somewhere, playing in another country though. Appreciate that, Retro. She was playing in another country, doing pretty good. But players from here, they want to stay here. They want to play home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we spoke about that yesterday when we spoke about like Caitlin Clark potentially, playing, starting her own league or maybe going overseas. The players, you want to play home. Even if you don't make as much here as you would somewhere else, you still want to play home. Let me see. By the way, Carter was the top scorer in the WCBA 2025 season, and Kelsey Mitchell is second. Yeah.
Oh, so Kelsey was playing overseas in the off season. I didn't know that.
Yeah, a few of them still bounce, because they don't overlap. So they still go. I remember Diane Taurasi did that for years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Taurasi did that for years.
Yeah.
Going overseas. I'm sure she wasn't the only one, but that's just a name I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how Brittany ended up getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is. I think that that's why they want to be able to make enough money, whereas though they don't have to go overseas.
Yeah.
Run into these different type of issues. But really, basically, right now in the league, the only the players who are like at the top of the food chain really basically don't have to go over there. As far as like if they have endorsements and stuff, they don't have to go overseas. But I think a lot of WNBA players probably still going overseas, just to supplement their income.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just.
I saw a article about Paige Beckers, and she was talking about endorsements, and she was like, "What I really want is a real estate endorsement, so I don't have to buy a house."
Yeah.
It's like, or a car dealership endorsement, so I don't have to buy a car. And it's like, man, and I was thinking about that. I know guys, average dudes that are making six figures in the Midwest that are making more than these pro athletes.
Yeah, and that's I was talking to somebody else too about that. Like, when Angel Reese said that she made, I think she made like $78,000 was her WNBA contract. I think for that first year, $78,000.
$78,000, yeah.
And I'm like, wow, a lot of people make.
She's coming off an NIL deal that was giving her over $1 million.
Yeah.
Damn.
$70,000 for
that's what the people in school. You know what I mean? Men and women, like I ain't in no rush to go professional. I'm gonna stay here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay here. NIL deals, especially on the men's side with college football and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Man, I stay in school and be a millionaire instead of going to the pros and taking that rookie deal and stuff,
Yeah.
And so, that's just crazy. Because imagine, they can sell a few jerseys and pay her salary. You know what I mean? They're not even going into like what they get at the gate or the TV contract. That's how like the WNBA, they making a lot of money.
It's murky as hell.
Merch.
It is. It's real murky, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they hiding a lot of things and stuff, man. And if you claiming that the league broke, if you do it enough, people believe it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, if you do it enough, people are like, oh, they ain't making money. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because they businessmen, man. We talked about this before. You're not gonna stay with no business and it's failing all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's just not good business.
You're not. You can't. I think that the players are onto him now because you can't claim poverty if your franchises from last year are selling for $50 million and now they're selling for $250 million.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so like you said, man,
Yeah,
something ain't adding up. Literally, something ain't
it's
adding up.
definitely not adding up.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't Caitlin Clark. Let me see. Seagate said that was Caitlin Clark, a rookie contract with $78K.
Yep.
Salary. That is
That
crazy.
must be the rookie. That must be the rookie scale.
It
Then.
is.
Yeah,
It is.
that must be the rookie scale. Then. Yeah.
Yeah. I do wonder what was Paige Becker's NIL deal. I think she probably.
I think I read it was it for her last season at UConn. It was like 1.4 mil.
Yeah.
God, that boy, they getting that bread, ain't they? So look, in the women's game, you can't leave college early anyway, can you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you come out of college, if you're a top player, you come out of college with $500,000 in your pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you're one of those 4-star recruits. You know what I mean? You coming out of 4 or 5-star recruit coming out of high school and get right into one of those NIL deals. The next thing you know, by the time you finish school, you done made $500,000.
You don't even want to leave school. I want to stay. What's the name? There's a story that Manziel supposedly told A&M. Like, man, if y'all give me a certain amount, I don't know what the number is. Let's say $5 million. Like, man, y'all give me $5 million, I'll stay. But NIL wasn't how it is now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like out in the open or whatever. He supposed to told Texas A&M, like, look, man, y'all give me $5 million, I'll stay.
Wow.
And they're like, no. But Manziel, man, he built the stadium down there at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
He built the stadium down there. That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He said, man, give me some of that bread, I'll stay. You know, they're like, nah, I don't believe it. Nowadays, they didn't give it to him. Nowadays, they didn't give it to him.
Some of these guys are making some bread just off of that extra few COVID years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah. I got that. So let me ask y'all too. Just before I do want to get back into some. I want to talk about that football. The things we talked about earlier off air about football, right? But a report came out that's saying that Kelsey Gray is better than Caitlin Clark, right? And so you got Kelsey Gray. She a better point guard. Right now, I don't even think Kelsey Gray right now is even playing point guard, number one. And then number two, the injury that she was coming off of, you could tell, like, when you look at her play, you could tell that she still don't have the movement that she used to have before that injury. But they're still ranking her as, like, one of the top point guards in the league. And I think I can name a few point guards. And I think part of the reason why the Aces are not as successful as they been, like, in a few years is probably because the fall off at point guard play. But they still have her ranked as one of the top point guards in the league, even better than Caitlin Clark.
I defer on this. I'm not even familiar. You know, make sure they extend.
Tim, have you had a chance to look at Kelsey Gray?
I haven't watched any Aces games this year, but I'm not. That doesn't upset me to hear somebody ranking her over Caitlin as point guard this year. I mean, it's. I think there's a distinct difference between how are you doing in that position that you play versus overall your skills and abilities versus popularity, right? I mean, those are all three distinct different things, and we know that she's got the popularity. Her IQ and her court vision is top tier. Okay, she's having a down year, right? Are there point guards that are having better years? Yeah, I mean that is what it is.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Retro right here, right? Because even when I look at her, like Chelsea Gray, Retro hairstylist says that Chelsea Gray walks like grandma, right? Bad hips, bad knees. And it just, to me, it just looked like she's struggling to get, like she's struggling to get to her spot on the floor, like to get her shot off. And even struggling to get to her spot on the floor where as though she can set other players up. That's why I think she's not even playing point guard as much as she was, because she can't, to be a point guard, you at least got to be able to get past people so you can set up, you can draw the defense and set up your teammates. But she can't even do that.
What type of injury she coming off of?
She had a leg injury, like I think it was a knee injury.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like her knees, but I just thought that was something else that was, that we can go back and forth on. All right, so Tunk, you wanted to talk about you made you sent a text earlier, right? And you said Jaden Daniels. Wait, let me get the text back. You said, who do you start, bench or cut? Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, or CJ Stroud, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you take the lead on like which one of these guys would you start, bench, or cut?
Look, right. When the thought came up, I was thinking of the young guys, just coming in, not too many years under their belt. And Jordan Love, I'm gonna start, not start him, but I'm gonna begin with him. Right now, Jordan Love, he got a few more little starts under his belt, and he hit. I mean, like a stick of dynamite, man. I mean, he hit, man, them last few games of the season, got him in the playoffs and stuff. Last year, kind of like came back down to earth a little bit. And same with CJ. And I wouldn't call it a sophomore slump. You know what I mean? I don't want Clayton to get mad at me. I don't want to call it a sophomore slump. But I think, man, once team have film on you, once those teams get film on you, they know how to defend you. They dissect and they able to see what your weaknesses are. You know what I mean? See what your tendencies are, and you have to adjust to the adjustment. And I think Jaden Daniels this upcoming season, I think he's going to experience that. I think he's going to see the adjustments that the defenses make, and he's going to have to beat defenses doing things he's not comfortable doing. And I think that's what it is that separate guys. But go back to the start bench cut today. I would start Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
All right. I would bench Love, and I would cut CJ.
What? Cut CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
See, I don't.
It's tough, man.
It's tough. It's so hard.
It's tough, man.
Wow. Yeah.
It's tough.
And for the reason that you just said, because of that sophomore slump that a lot of people run into, I wouldn't start Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go with CJ. I would start CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Bench Love, and then Daniels. You know what I mean? He would be the last on that list, because I just think that like you said, once they get that film on you, like the jury is still out until they get that film on you.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they still out. That's what I was trying to tell Clayton, because even when you look at, I'm gonna say this real quick, Jim, before you jump in here.
Yeah.
They got Jaden Daniels ranked as number 5, right? In this poll right here, Jeremy Fowler's, 2025 quarter QB, 25 for he number 5.
Nah.
You know what I mean? As he only played professional football 1 year, no film on him.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think that
that is too high. That is too high for the record. You know what I mean? Before I believe that's too high.
Yeah. Man, when you put that in the text chat, Tunk, I looked at that. Oh, this is gonna be easy, and then I started thinking about, man, it froze me up, man. My brain was locked up. I'm like, I don't. And I've thought about it for the last 2 hours, and it still hurts me. But I'm gonna. See, mine is. We all have 3 different answers. I'm starting Jordan Love.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
And then I'm benching CJ.
Okay.
much as it pains me, I'm cutting.
Right, man.
And I every time I think about that, just having it come out of my mouth, like cutting Jaden, man, that doesn't make any sense.
Right, man.
Right.
But I gotta go with the guys that have a little bit more experience and proven that right. I just think their knowledge base is just a little bit ahead of Jaden.
No, and that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, they're all super talented, and Jaden's probably the most pure athlete of the three.
Mm-hmm.
But now we got to go. Okay, well, this is the third year for those other two, and it's going to be the second year for Jaden. So I'm going to rely on the football IQ.
Yeah. And, I try not to be one of them prisoner of the moment guys, but by them going to the NFC Championship game and talking about the Commanders, them going to the NFC Championship games, that might have swayed my opinion a little bit. I admit that. But CJ, he had some issues down there with his receivers being injured and things like that. So you know what I mean, you have to factor that in as well. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It was just tough, man. I was just thinking
that is a tough one.
Yeah, I was just thinking about young quarterbacks.
You ask me tomorrow, I'm going to give you a different answer.
Yeah.
right, man. Yeah, that's how it is, man. But
Jim, let me ask you this, right? Do you think that did you pick CJ because you probably get to see more of CJ because of like like where he play at over
in the AFC.
That's why I picked Stroud, because I saw more of Stroud than I saw CJ. But I do know that Daniel. So I mean, between Stroud and CJ, then that basically could be a toss up between us two, depending on who you see more. You know what I mean?
Between CJ and Love, you mean?
Yeah. My fault, Love and
CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And all of them, man, is hella talented, man.
Yes.
All of them are hella talented, man. All of them, barring any kind of injuries, things like that, they got a bright future. They got a bright future.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of their team success is going to be based on how well they play. A lot of their team success is based on how well they. You want to surround them with weapons and things like that. Everybody want the Philadelphia Eagles situation. You know what I mean? Where it's talent across the board on both sides of the ball, but we all know that's not the case all the time.
Right.
We all know that's not the case. Right. Most times.
Most of the time it's not the case.
Yeah. So that team's success or failure is predicated on, how well a quarterback plays, man. So
yeah. Retro says, what do you guys think of the jersey change? Redskins and the Indians, right?
you talking about the name? Yeah, the names going back or whatever to the Redskins and the Indians.
I heard that, but I didn't know like if it was real or not. If they was thinking about changing the name back.
I think it's talk now. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. I think it's talk now. I don't know. What you heard anything, Jim?
I have heard nothing. I've heard nothing.
Yeah, so I just heard a bunch of talk.
I mean, eventually, I can see some time down the road where they'll wear throwbacks.
Oh yeah,
I never really worried about the political correctness of it, but mainly because not my circus, not my clowns. Right? I don't really have a vested interest in the conversation. It never bothered me, but then I can't speak for people that it bothered. Right? I'll let them speak for their own. If it bugged them, and I respect that.
Right. And man, I think, man, I love Chief Wahoo, man. I used to put Cleveland Indian hats just with Chief Wahoo on the front, right?
Yeah.
I used to love the Cleveland Indian hats, man. But like you say, a lot of people got issues with it. You know what I mean? Who am I to say that you shouldn't have an issue with it?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. But I don't like Commanders. Maybe it's just going to take some getting used to. I'm not really keen on like that name right there. That the Washington Commanders. I don't know, the Generals and all that other stuff. Those DC names was to me was I ain't really dig those DC names anyway though. But now Joe Burrows. Is Joe Burrows 100%? That's what Retro want to know. And I think for Joe Burrows to be ranked number 3 on this list right here, I think that's too high for Joe Burrows, right?
You do, Mike? You think that's too high?
Yeah, man. I don't think. Let me see who I think. I think Jalen Hurts should be number 2, so that will move Josh Allen out of there. So Jalen should be number 2. I don't think Joe. I think Joe. Who? Then I will put in Matthew Stafford. I will bring Matthew Stafford up to number 3. So it would be Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, Lamar could stay at number 4. Jaden Daniels, I wouldn't have him at number 5.
Where would you put Josh Allen? Would you put Josh Allen number 5?
Yeah, I probably would. I probably would put Josh Allen at number 5 because like I said, we got a small sample size of Daniels.
Yeah,
I dig him.
I'd move Baker up. I'd move Baker up.
Oh yeah, definitely Baker. I dig
Baker, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. Baker, he can play. You know what I mean? Let me say that. You know what I mean? He can play. Now, saying he's better than this one or that one and all that, that's a different. You know what I'm saying? That's a different argument or whatever. But Baker can play, man. I mean. He can play that position, and and I know Clayton was on here one time saying, he threw. I think he had like almost 40 touchdowns last year. I ain't mistaken, but he had like 16 picks, 15 picks, something like that. Of course, you want those numbers to come down, but that's what you get with him. That's what you get with him. You know what I'm saying? But I like him, man. I like him, man. He's gritty. He's gritty, man, and he'll stand back there. He'll take a hit to deliver the ball, man. I like him, man. I like Baker.
Yeah, and what I like about Baker is he didn't let that adversity change him. You know what I mean? Like he got smarter. Like he not a gunslinger or nothing like that. He make better decisions, and the fact that he didn't let that adversity take away from the aggressiveness of his game.
Yeah,
he makes smarter decisions than I thought he was going to make.
Right.
So I like Baker, but
and I think I used to be kind of high on Herbert.
Yeah,
but he just continues not to reach the level of that people. I mean. Everyone's got a big high ceiling on Justin Herbert.
They do, man. They do. They were talking about this guy.
I'm still waiting for him to hit that mark.
Right. And you got Harbaugh that comes in there, and he kind of put a saddle on him, man. He kind of like, no, we ain't going to be throwing it all over the yard. And soon as he gave him a little bit more leeway in the playoffs, he threw 4 picks. He only threw 3 for the year.
Yeah.
He only did 3 for the year, got in the playoffs, do 4. So, for me, Jim, the jury's still out on him, man. The jury's still out. Because it was almost like a lot of empty calories, them yards he was getting and things like that. Yeah, a lot of empty calories, man. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really turn into nothing. It didn't produce any major wins or things like that,
Yeah, I agree with y'all with Justin Herbert, right? I was big on him too, you know what I mean, when he first hit the league, and I was waiting for him to to take off. And I'm hoping that with Harbaugh over there, Harbaugh is a pretty good quarterback, coach. So, they'll be able to Harbaugh be able to help him out some.
But what he's been used to doing before Harbaugh came wasn't Harbaugh coach. Harbaugh, man, I want to run the ball. It just shows because what he had in regular season, like 21 touchdowns and like 3 picks or something like that. He didn't have the 30, 31 touchdowns that he had before. The yardage wasn't up, nowhere near to what it was before. So does Harbaugh see something in him that's like, well, okay, man, you can do all that, but we aren't going to win that way. So, you know what I mean? We aren't going to win that way. So, you know what I mean? So let's try to do it this way. And
Yeah.
I'm
See, that's
gonna keep an eye on him. But
Yeah. I'm gonna throw this out there, and this may be a little controversial, but I'm gonna put Dak at number 10 on that list. I think he's gonna have a big year.
yeah.
They may not do anything, but I'm thinking he's gonna throw close to 5,000 yards.
yeah.
I think
like that.
he's gonna have a good statistical year.
Plus he got two receivers down there that can do it. He got two receivers down there that can do it.
So then, if that go on this list, right? Then that mean would y'all take off Jared Goff then?
I'd take Jaden off.
Oh, you take Jaden? I can see taking him out of there. Yeah.
Golf is you know what? He's another guy that, because he was killing with Detroit last year, and they get to the playoffs, and you're like, wow, when Washington went in there and beat them, but Jared Goff had a hell of a season last year. But I don't know if that makes him top 10 though. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes him top 10.
Yeah.
Obviously, their performance making it to the championship game had a lot to do with it. Him being on the list, yeah.
So now, now Dave, what's up, Dave? Welcome to the chat. Dave said,
my neighbor Dave.
Yeah.
KC is KC going to win the West again, right? So
yeah.
Y'all don't so everybody agree that Patrick Mahomes right now at that number 1 spot. So he basically is that's unanimous. Everybody feel like he the number 1, quarterback out there in the league.
Pretty much. If he have another season like he just had, when the numbers are average, down for him, but kind of average. And if you have Josh Allen have another year, Joe Burrows have another year, Lamar have another year, I think that brings him back to the pack a little bit, especially if they don't win. Say like if Buffalo win the championship, or the Ravens win the Super Bowl, something like that. Burrows get to the AFC Championship game, or somewhere get to another Super Bowl, make another Super Bowl appearance. I think Patrick Mahomes will have to, come back to the pack a little bit, because you look at his numbers, even though his team had great success last year, his numbers were pedestrian for him.
Yeah,
his numbers were pedestrian.
And Dave brings up a good point. They struggled with the offensive line last year, and that's every time KC does come back to the pack, it's because they struggle at the line, right? And so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see, Dave, how the new line works out. I think one thing that's going to be an X factor is Travis Kelsey. The word on the street is that dude has put in a lot of work. He's slimmed down. He's back in shape, right? So last year, that was the thing that everyone noticed was his production fell off. He was looking his 34-year-old self. Now everyone's talking about, he's lost a bunch of weight. He's been working out. We'll see how his production and his speed and everything, what happens this year. But
but saying that, Jim, I'm gonna ask both of y'all this though. Do you think Philly laid a blueprint on how to attack Kansas City and how to beat them where other teams can follow suit?
Well, Philadelphia's one of one. Because they're so big on the offensive line, and they're just a wrecking crew on the defensive side of the line. And that's always been the blueprint for success. That's just it against any team. If you are if you've got the number one line on both sides of the ball, that is the blueprint, regardless of
controlling the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Yeah.
Controlling the line
And
of
see, that's what I was going to say. Even going up against Tom Brady, right? Like no quarterback. I don't care how great you are. You still need time, you know. And so, yeah, you know, if you can get to Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, or any of those guys, man, you know, you can definitely affect the game. So, but with Kansas City, if they showing up that offensive line, man, that definitely make them. But let me ask y'all this though. So, all right, Travis is getting in shape and everything, but what about the maturity of the other receivers though? Like they may not need as much production from Travis as they did in the past with these guys having more experience under their belt.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. And that goes back to what Jim was saying. You know, Travis is that safety valve.
Yeah.
And if them receivers can't get open, you know, Patrick Mahomes knew he always had Travis running underneath wide open pretty much. Travis really wasn't creating too much separation last year, especially towards the end of the year. And what I noticed a lot, them hits start taking effect when you're 34, 35 years old, as opposed to when you're 27, 28.
Yeah, that recovery time is just
right. So you getting hit like that, you know what I mean? Whether you're making a reception or not, you getting popped every time you come in the zone, you getting hit. Yeah, like you said, you know what I mean? You ain't popping right back up like you used to.
No, you know, you still.
But look, staying in the AFC West, right? What do y'all think about the Broncos? The Broncos seem to be getting a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching NFL Network and things like that. They think that the Broncos could be one of those teams on the cusp. I mean, or pushing Kansas City in that division. You know, I know they're young. What's the quarterback name that was in college 17 years?
Bo Nix.
Yeah, Bo Nix. He was in college. You know what I mean? When I was in junior high school and stuff. You know what I mean? So he got a lot of experience. You know what I'm saying? Under center. And even though he was just a rookie last year, he got a lot of experience, you know, going from Auburn and out to Oregon and things like that. So, and they got a decent defense, man. Denver has a decent defense. I like Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
I like him out there on the corner. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can, you know what I'm saying, take another step next year. But that being said, I got I don't give a damn about Sean Payton. I got let me put that out there. I don't give a damn about Sean Payton, but yeah, man, Denver can make a little noise this year. Yeah.
I think in order for Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes them to challenge, like to constantly challenge every year and be in that race to go to the Super Bowl. They're gonna have to dominate their conference or their division, just like what Tom Brady did up there when they was at the Jets and Buffalo, because you know Miami. Basically, Tom Brady when he was playing like every year, those teams really wasn't even good. Right. So you could pencil in a certain amount of wins every year for the Patriots. And basically, they was just using those games for tune-ups for when they get to the playoff, you know, just to get their game together and tune up for their run through the playoffs. But if Denver get good over there, and then you know they're going, that's just like the Ravens and the Steelers. That's that black and blue division. They beat each other up. Yeah. So by the time they get to the playoffs, it's a different story.
And then the Raiders drafted the guy Genty, the running back out of Boise. Right. They drafted him, and then they bring over from Seattle. Don't they got him as a quarterback? Who they quarterback, Jim? It ain't
I can see his face. The old guy.
Oh man. It's not Geno, is it Geno Smith?
Geno Smith.
He with the Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, he with the Raiders now. So Geno had a good year last year. Oh yeah. Yeah, Geno had a good year last year. So And then they got Pete Carroll up there. They got Pete Carroll up there. Him and his Malibu interns. They got him up there. You know, as the coach. You know. They got him up there as the coach. So I mean, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see if the Raiders can make a little noise or whatever. And they shored up Crosby. They gave Crosby a bunch of money.
Yeah.
On the defensive side of the ball, you know what I mean, keep him happy and things like that. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see, man. It's just something that I want to see. I want to watch and see if there's any improvement on that side. Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about the AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everyone's gunning for KC, but with all the upgrades and everything that all the other teams are doing, it's just like, okay, the level between second and fourth is so thin.
Right.
Any of those three. Now, I don't think the Chargers have enough to challenge. But I mean, they'll be right there. But somebody's got to lose out, and I think it's either the Raiders or the Chargers are going to end up fourth. I think Denver's going to probably end up right behind KC. But yeah, there's KC, and then there's the other three.
Right. And they can finish in any order.
Yes.
That's the bottom three can finish in any order.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So you know what, Retro, you right on point. Retro says, what about the 100 players getting in trouble for selling those Super Bowl tickets? Did y'all hear about that? I forgot.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that in a while, though.
Yeah, I heard about
what happened with that.
Go ahead, Mike. You want to explain it, Mike? You can explain it.
Well, I just read like the caption, like the heading of it, and I didn't really go too much into it. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, why would these guys be out there, you know, selling tickets? And then my second thought was like, is that illegal though for them? Like if they give you a certain amount of tickets, is that illegal for you to sell them? That's illegal
for more than face value.
Yeah,
more than face value. That's what it was.
Okay.
That was the problem. They were selling them for more than what face value. So they got a $200 ticket. They want $250 for them or $300 or whatever. That's what came into play. That was the bad part because supposedly they bought the tickets. I don't know if the players buy tickets or they're giving tickets. I'm not sure.
They buy them. They're given some. The players are given so many. I think.
Okay.
It might be a small amount, but then they have the option to buy.
Okay.
Tickets.
And those, you know, the ones that they bought or whatever, the ones that they had, a lot of them sold them, but they sold them more than what the face value of the ticket price was. Yeah. So that's when that came into play.
I don't know. And then when you think about that, like, if you making millions of dollars a year, like, is it even worth it to sell a ticket for, you know, say even if you're selling a Super Bowl ticket and you can get a couple $1,000s for it, like it's not even worth it.
Greed, Mike. Just greed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, I get a couple more hours. I ain't going to the game. You know what I'm saying? I still leave. But I want to know, like, how were they selling? Were they selling them online? They wasn't going outside the stadium and scalping them. You know what I mean?
Or maybe they were sending their partner outside to scalp them and they got caught and they got, you know, somebody told on them.
Right. I'm thinking what they was online selling them. It was a website you could go through to get them. That's crazy, man. 100 people was a lot of people to get caught. A lot of people get caught, man, for the same thing.
So, the NFL might start handling the situation different. Like they may have you, or they might not even be able to put the tickets in your hand. They might even just say, well, all right, well, you assign this seat. You know what I mean? You bought this seat, you know, and then so you got to show up.
This gambling thing, man. What's these big time sports leagues got in bed with these different gambling companies, man?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is
money.
Everything, Mike. I mean, everything is the dollar now. They had what they said something about a player. I think this was NBA, and they say one guy made like 41 different bets on the same guy. Took the under on all the bets, right? And he made all these wagers in like a half hour.
Yeah.
Like 41 different ways. You hear about that, Jim?
Yeah.
It was like 41 different wages in a half hour on the under on this particular player. Somebody that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't even, and he hit. The guy hit on all the bets.
Yeah.
Right, man. I was like, come on, man. Yeah. It's blatantly obvious, man. It's blatantly obvious. It's just nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, man. You know.
I think and gambling is so much more popular now. I think it might even get worse. You know what I mean? With
Yep.
Did we talk about that Beasley situation a while back?
A little bit, not much. We didn't go too much into it, but a little bit. Yeah.
Because who's the investigative reporter? Is it Gabriel Torre?
Okay.
Pablo
Torre. Yeah. He did one on that, and it was really interesting, right?
Yeah.
There's but that's with the amount of prop bets and everything that can go on, it's easy. It's easy to get involved with that.
Yep.
And if you know what the inside prop bet's going to be, right? Because that was one of the ones that Pablo Torre was diving into, was the number of rebounds that what was that cat's name? Right, the number of rebounds someone was going to get in a game, right? And it was who was the guy for the San Antonio Spurs? No, it was the Knicks. Right?
Okay.
And they were blowing somebody out, and he was still playing in garbage time, trying to get the over.
Yeah, trying to hit the number.
Yeah. Right? And it's just like, and people are going, why is he going down there trying to get that? It wasn't rebounds, it was points. Right? Why is he trying to get that points in the last 30 seconds? No one's playing defense. Because they're blowing him out. It's because he knew he had to get the over on his points.
Yep. And like you say, you could do them straw bets. If I'm the one that's involved in the game, I'm playing, I could tell you, Jim and Mike, man, put such and such on the under. I'm a fake an injury and go out, in the second quarter or something like that. You know what I mean? Put $1,000 on the under, 15 points, 20 points, or whatever. Well, I'm gonna fake an injury and I'm gonna go out. So I know I'm not gonna hit the over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
And I can be 2, 4 people removed from it.
And nobody's gonna bat an eye if it's just some role player that's coming off the bench.
Yep.
Well, Michael Porter Jr., his brother, who got in trouble.
Yeah, up in Toronto. Yep.
Yeah, in Toronto.
Yep.
I didn't even know about him, until he got caught up in that scandal.
Yeah, and they say he the one that was making the bets because they say he wasn't getting a lot of playing time and things like that. So he was betting the under.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was betting under because he said, man, I ain't going to be on the floor. The coach ain't really going to play me. So bet the under on every damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or those type players, they can leak like certain information, like who is hurt.
Yeah.
That's
what it is. That's how the mafia made hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Forever and ever. They got somebody on the inside. You know what I mean? Oh, man, what's his name? Got a bad back. He got a bad rib. He probably ain't going to finish the game. They're going with the backup kicker. They just ain't announced it yet. He going to miss a couple field goals. Things like that, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, what Dave says, imagine being a Chiefs fan following the WNBA. All I've heard for 3 years is the complaint about the refs. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, man, listen, Mike. Listen, Dave. I'm not going to say the referees cheated for Kansas City in the past, right? I'm not going to say that. All I'm going to say is it seemed like every big call to continue a drive, to stop a drive, it was always seemed to go in their favor. It seemed that way. Now, of course, they look at the end of the game, but oh man, they got called for the same amount of penalty. what's the name? Got 15 holding penalties. They got saying whatever. But it seemed like whatever the penalties were that were to determine, and the time they were called.
Yeah.
Right.
The time of the game they were called. You know what I mean? Critical time, critical possession thing. It seemed like it always went in Kansas City's favor.
I will say this. Patrick Mahomes has such a high IQ. He knows how to milk the situation to where he puts the other player, the defensive player, to make a decision to where he can whether he steps out of bounds right before he gets hit, or he gets rid of the ball a few steps away. He's so good skill-wise, and his IQ is so high. He puts defensive players in situations where they end up making a play, and by the time they make the play, he doesn't have the ball or he's out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
He gets those calls because he puts the defensive player in a situation where by the time they realize what's happening, they've hit him out of bounds or they hit him and he no longer has the ball.
Yeah. And so and then a lot of times like the defensive player is just caught up in caught up in the game. You know what I mean? He thinking about making a play. Patrick Mahomes
and hitting him. Yeah, he's like, man, I'm a crack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes Patrick Mahomes know that this guy want to make a play, so he's going to stay in bounds a half a step longer than what he really should, just so this guy can hit him. Next thing it's 15 going to, you know what I mean? It's 15 added on.
And it's so funny hearing Tom Brady fans cry about Mahomes getting all these calls, man. That's so funny to me, man. I remember a game, man. They were playing the Ravens, and I don't know who it was against, but the guy, Tom Brady had already thrown the ball, but the guy came in low. Didn't even touch Tom Brady, but he came in low, right? But missed him. I mean, completely missed him. And Tom Brady looked at the referee, said something to do through the flag, and I'm like, he didn't touch him. He didn't touch him, man. So that's so funny that all these Tom Brady fans complain about Patrick Mahomes getting all these calls, man. I sit back and laugh, man. And I say, y'all, how soon we forget, man.
Yeah. I mean, let's think about this, because we've been watching games all the way back in the 80s, right? The elite quarterbacks, just the way the league has always been. The elite quarterbacks, the top tier guys, it just, real or not, the perception is they'll get the calls from the refs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I remember, Joe Montana wasn't a big guy. I remember he used to get killed. Joe Montana used to take some shots, man, and people would still say, "Oh man, he's being protected. Put a skirt on him and all that stuff." Joe Montana took some shots, man. Like you say, all them quarterbacks back then, man, early '90s, mid '90s, and stuff, man.
Yeah,
it was different. They got hit. They got hit. Yeah, they got hit. Nothing like today. You know what I'm saying? They in 10 years, they really gonna be wearing them red jerseys that they do in practice. They really wear them in the games.
Put the pennies on them. Put the pennies on them.
Right. They really wear them red jerseys on like they have in the games. I mean, in practice.
Yeah. And so Dave says, you guys remember when Chris Jones stripped the ball from Carr, got called for roughing the passer when he had the ball in his hands. Yeah. I mean, I
don't remember, but I know Chris Jones nice though. I know that.
Yeah.
Chris Jones nice. I know that much.
Yeah, man.
He's nice, man. I want to see. I think guys gonna come at Kansas City differently now, and I think I think they're going to respond, but I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to be in a dogfight in that division. Even though I think they're going to win the division, I think Denver and the Chargers, man. I think they're going to be up for the fight.
Yeah.
Man, not saying that, Not saying that Kansas City won't prevail and be the division winners again. But I think those two teams. I don't know about the Raiders, but I think those two teams gonna be up for the fight.
Let me ask y'all, right? These three guys, Josh Allen, Joe Burrows, Lamar Jackson. Which one of these guys y'all think need a Super Bowl the most?
Lamar.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think
Only because though Lamar is a two-time MVP winner. That's number one. And then it's a couple times that they were almost considered the team to beat, and that was with a Kansas City in the same conference. And Baltimore, because that one year when Kansas City came to Baltimore and beat them, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore had the best record that year, and they lost. And I think Lamar needs that more than Josh Allen. I think Lamar has had a better team, top to bottom, offense and defense than Josh Allen. So yeah, I think Lamar needs it more. Joe Burrow, everybody know they kind of like offensive heavy, man. So they going. I think if he go and he air it out and he throw for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, they gonna be like, oh man, he did all he could do. You know what I'm saying? He did all he could do. He can't tackle nobody either. And Josh Allen, damn man, Josh Allen. I think he needs one, but I think they're a lot more patient with him than they are with Lamar.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think Lamar, he definitely like this year too. For me, for the Ravens, I think this year right here is just like it's like a Super Bowl or bust type year for the Ravens. Josh Allen, I think I would put him number 2. I think Joe Burrows, I think with Joe Burrows, he just, as long as he stay healthy, like for him, I think he just really need to just stay healthy and work his way back to his form, his prior form. But Lamar definitely need a Super Bowl this year.
It's what's the name? It's like with Joe Burrow and Cincinnati, they paid both them receivers. They paying Joe Burrows, right? So it's almost like ownership is saying, well, I didn't gave my star quarterback his weapons, and I paid him. So I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear like we should sign a linebacker or a pass rusher or edge rusher or cornerback. I don't want to hear none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to win with your weapons. You got to win with that. So it's going to be interesting to see like if they all can stay healthy. All three of those guys, Burrows and there's 2 receivers. I want to see like, how far can they go? I want to see how far can they go. But like I still think they got to win most of their games in shootouts.
Yeah. I think it'll just be so good. It'll be good for Lamar's legacy too, to have a Super Bowl, add that Super Bowl to those those MVPs.
Definitely.
He definitely so Joe won the AFC title but lost the Super Bowl. Now when Joe won that AFC title and went to the Super Bowl, I just thought like from then on, I thought Joe was going to be in there every year.
Me too.
I was like, oh man, this kid boy, he's going to be in there every year, at least every other year.
Me too. A couple years ago when they went up to Buffalo and lost, and he got the ball. Was he at home? They might have been at home in this game, but he got the ball maybe a little bit more than 2 minutes on the clock. And man, I'd have bet you my last $5 that he was going to go down and score.
Yeah.
I would have bet you my last $5 that he done went down and scored, man. And Buffalo stopped him, and that was a shock. I'm like, damn, because I just knew he was going to go down the field and score, man.
Yeah. So now the road through to the Super Bowl, like these guys are going to have to. Which one of these guys you think have a better chance of beating Patrick Mahomes, though? Joe Burrows already did it before,
right?
So you got Josh Allen, Burrows, or Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson, Lamar ain't really had a lot of success against. Not when it counted.
Look, Lamar's always he's got to overcome just the stigma of not being able to perform in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to get over that. Josh Allen absolutely just he's performed well in the playoffs, but he just can never beat Pat in the playoffs.
And he'll beat him in the regular season. Yeah, he'll beat him in the regular season.
He'll play out of his mind in the playoffs, but the team can't get past KC.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think there's a mental block there with Josh. And Joe Burrow, he's just so cool when that year that they went in and beat the Chiefs, that no one gave him a chance, but he was just like, I'll just go in and I'll do it.
Right. Yeah. I like Joe Burrow, man. I like him. I like him at LSU too. Yeah,
I like Joe Burrow at LSU. I like Joe Burrow's story. You know what I mean? Because where was Joe Burrow playing before he went to LSU?
Ohio State.
He was at Ohio. Then he went to
LSU.
Where
he's from, because that's where he's from. He's from Ohio. He went to Ohio State and then transferred.
His story almost remind me of what's the guy that went to Seattle then was with y'all in Pittsburgh?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. How he went from Wisconsin. No, he went from NC State to Wisconsin. Either one of those, And then but I dig Joe Burrows.
And he's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So I mean that's
Now is Jamar Chase? You know he had the triple crown last year, right? Touchdowns, receptions, and yards.
Yeah.
Would you take him before you take Justin Jefferson?
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me, they the top two. For me, they the top two.
Yeah.
For me, they the top two.
But all right, let me see what Dave said. Dave was talking about Hamlin, right? So Dave said that was my issue with the Hamlin incident. The Bengals were winning the game. They should have been the number 2 seed. Also, he said that the game should have been forfeited. Like y'all remember when Hamlin got hurt that game?
Yeah. And they
what are you talking about? Was that the Buffalo game you talking about?
Yeah.
That's what he was talking about, the Buffalo game. Yeah.
So they stopped the game, didn't count at all, and at the end of the season, that one game that just didn't count, then it was just help me out, Dave. There was just some percentage.
I think if it didn't have any bearing on the standings, they left it alone. But if it would have made a difference in the standings, playoff berth or not, they would have played it.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's how I went. Yeah.
They said it was the last game.
Yeah.
It was the last game.
game of the season. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Dave said he was going to show up at Chiefs training camp. I'm curious what his what thoughts are on the Kessey's training camp.
Who is they running back down there at Kessey? Who are they running back?
So they've got who's the little guy?
They went to LSU.
Yeah.
So he's still there.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
do you say? They said Hunt.
Yeah. Hunt. Okay. They said they got Hunt down there.
Well, yeah, they've got Kareem Hunt.
Kareem.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the
he got that hyphenated last name. Yeah. I remember when he was in school. Yeah.
If Pacheco is healthy,
he was hurt last year, wasn't he?
He was struggling with some. Yeah, he got dinged up. But yeah, that cat. That cat just is a freight train.
So he's gone. They say he's gone.
Yeah.
Is that Edwards-Helaire?
They say somebody gone.
Okay, he's in New Orleans. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So he went back home, huh?
Dave on point.
Yeah, Dave, you on it, man. Appreciate you. You on it, man. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Dave ain't joking. Dave on point.
That's right.
For real.
Yeah. But, okay, all right. But yeah, I remember Pacheco was being hurt last year. He missed a few games. I don't even know if was he back by the time playoffs started? Was he back then, or he just washed out for the rest of the year? I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I have no idea.
but
Let
it's going to be
me.
so. So I know you was talking about the NFC East, Mike. You had sent the I don't know if it was you or Jim had sent the text about the NFC East, saying who was the favorite or who was the.
No, I was just ranking quarterbacks in the NFC East, right? Yeah, and we already talked a little bit about Jaden, but
Right.
yeah. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Run it down, Jim. You're 1-4 over there in the NFC East.
Well, Jalen's coming off of the Super Bowl year, right? So, and I think that the X factor is definitely going to be Russell Wilson for the Giants. The Giants are going to suck this year. I mean, their strength of schedule is going to be too tough for them. They're not going to do anything as a team. But where does that leave Russell in terms of yardage and touchdowns and what he's going to be able to do? I think Dak's going to have a good statistical year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I almost, and we talked about Jaden and the struggle that he's going to have with the sophomore year, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's going to sound crazy, but I'm actually going to put Dak is going to have the best statistical year of all four of those.
Yeah,
and then Russell Wilson's probably going to maybe even be number 2, and that puts Jalen Hurts at like number 3, and so I mean it's going to be an interesting year to see how the teams succeed, because I think Dallas might have a chance to win the division. Mm-hmm. But obviously the Eagles are going to be the favorite to win the division.
Right.
So it's probably going to be Eagles, Dallas, Commanders, and then the Giants.
Yeah.
But I think Dak's probably going to have the best statistical year.
That's interesting. And Dallas, the Eagles, and the Commanders, man, they're going to beat each other up, I think.
Yeah.
They're really going to beat each other up, man. And you got to give Philly the nod for the division.
Yes.
You give Philly the nod for the division, man. But I think the Commanders, they're formidable, and I think they're going to be formidable again. Like I said, I don't think Jay Daniels going to have the same type of year he had last year, but you know what I mean? The team could still be, you know what I'm saying, above average team. You know what I'm saying? But him not having the stats that he had last year. Then they add the dude from the 49ers, the receiver. They added him.
Debo?
Yeah. They had Debo down there, and they still got the boy McLaurin, but he's supposed to be holding in now because he stopped taking them fines. So they say he came back. He can't, but then I think his foot hurt or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he stopped getting fined. Yeah.
Let me. I think McDaniels is good, but I think in order to get past Philadelphia, you probably going to have to build. And I don't know. You're going to have to probably build your team the same way the Eagles built theirs. You're going to have to put so much talent around McDaniels because you don't want to be in a position like what the Baltimore Ravens are with Lamar Jackson, where as though you trying to, one player is trying to get you over the hump. Even though, like that offensive line, those receivers in Philly, it's just so much talent around Hurts, and he's getting penalized because there's so much talent around him. But that's what you got to do to get past Philly. You just gonna have to have a strong offensive line, defense. You gonna have to have those receivers. Yeah. It's gonna be tough to get past Philly, and like you said, Jim, they don't need Dak. They don't need Hurts to put up those kind of numbers as what Dak is going to put up over there in Dallas. So yeah, I agree with you right there. Dak can put up those numbers But yeah, to get past Philly, you just gonna have to have a deep, strong. It's gonna be like two heavyweight, boxers just going right at it.
Yeah, because I don't even think Jalen threw for 4,000 yards last year. I think he threw for less than 4,000 yards, something like that, like 38, 3,900 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
so
and Las Vegas is already. I mean, you look at the power rankings and you look at the odds to make the Super Bowl. Same two teams.
yeah.
Kessey and Philly.
Yeah.
And you got a workhorse back there in your backfield like Barkley like that. I ain't trying to throw the ball all over the yard anyway.
No,
Right.
You know
Why?
what I'm saying? Right.
What for?
Exactly.
What for? Just like
dude's doing backflips over people.
Right. During the game. Hey, during the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jumping over people backwards and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm handling him as much as I can.
It's like
man,
what
y'all, man, but I'm glad they didn't outlaw the tush push, man. I'm glad they didn't ban that, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad they didn't ban that, man. You know what I mean? Stop it. You know what I mean? When Tom
Basically-
Brady was doing all them quarterback speaks and everything, I can't think of the dude's name. He used to work for Sports Illustrated. The writer.
King?
Yeah. When he was doing it, that dude, oh man, Tom Brady, oh man, he's a hard-nosed player. He knows for the end zone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, almost like how Madden used to be with Brett Favre, man. It was sickening, man. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden, when this tush push, you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts getting all these, oh man, they should do like it's a health safety play, and get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, stop. You know what I mean? Stop it. Right. And you talk about a Steelers fan. You know what I mean? I'm a Steelers fan. Yeah, stop it. I'm glad they didn't ban it, man. I'm glad they didn't ban it.
Yeah. And so they bring up a good point, right? This bad news too for Dallas and the Giants and the Commanders, man. Philly got a new center that's looking solid as Kelsey was. Kelsey, if he had the same kind of career as Kelsey had, that
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. You know what I'm saying?
And Jergens is a lot bigger than Kelsey.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay.
Hey, that really is bad news.
Yeah.
So look, if you're looking at Kansas City and then you looking at Philly, which team do you think overall is the better team then, top to bottom?
Philly.
I mean, you got to go with Philly coming off of the win over the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what the re-engineered Chiefs look like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it was domination too, Jim. That victory was complete domination, man.
Yes.
And I was kind of mad that Sirianni called the dogs off, man. I wanted like annihilation, man. I really did. I wanted them to 450 like the 49ers did against Denver one Super Bowl. I wanted them to just dog them. I wanted them to dog them like that. But they put the bag upstairs because I remember Jalen Hurts asked him, like, we done? He was like, yeah. Jalen Hurts asked him then, we done? Like, we ain't going back yet? And Sirianni's like, yeah, we done. Jalen Hurts was like, shit, you know what I mean? I want to go back for some more, you know?
Yeah.
But,
yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing Saquon behind these big
I love Saquon Barkley.
That is crazy.
I love Saquon Barkley.
You got to fight off a blocker, and then after that, you get this dude running downhill on you.
Now listen, right? The Ravens, right? They got almost this. Right? I wouldn't say they're more talented than the Eagles, especially across the offensive defensive line. I wouldn't say that, but the Ravens have the pieces. The Ravens have the pieces. And you talk about now, he older than Saquon, my man down there with the Ravens. I can't think of his name, out of Alabama. King Henry. You know what I'm saying? A couple years older than Saquon, right? But it don't seem like he's slowing down. It don't seem like he didn't hit that wall yet that running backs normally hit. Yeah. This should be the year, man. The Ravens should be able to make some noise, man. I really believe that, man.
That's why I said, man, like it's Super Bowl or bust for the Ravens to me. Yeah. I think it's going to be. I like the fact that they got, and I've been watching. I've seen a few films of Henry working out. You know what I mean? You know, this dude got a parachute running uphill.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. I can't run uphill.
You know what's the
Allow
name was the
myself to
first,
put on a parachute.
you know what's the name was one of the first dudes to do that parachute thing, man?
Jerry Rice.
No, Roger Craig.
Roger Craig.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Jerry Rice got his craziness from. Roger
Yeah.
Craig used to work out like that, running them hills and all that. Yeah, they say Roger Craig used to do that. Yep.
Run uphill. Oh yeah, because he was famous for that high step and run, that
Yeah,
running back
man, them
style.
high knees and stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He always kept them knees up high when he's running that ball. Yeah.
Sure did.
That's man. But yeah, Henry, man, if Henry come back in shape, it's crazy.
He's definitely gonna be in shape.
Yeah.
It's just the thing is, you don't want him to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You don't want him to take no injury or things like that where he gotta work through. Because he's such a big guy, man. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the injury, you know what I mean, lower injury.
Hopefully he was frustrated with last year and he comes back with a bad attitude.
Right.
When he runs with a bad attitude, forget about it.
Yeah. And like he see the team and the talent, like I don't think the whole time he was in Tennessee, I don't think they never had like this amount of talent. You know what I mean? As what he got now. So he might see an opportunity now for him to win a Super Bowl, you know, him and Lamar.
So the AFC, you got, you know what I'm saying, Kansas City, you know what I mean, they favorite. NFC, you got Philly, understandably so, at the top of the mountain, right? So who do you all think, just one team in each conference, who do you all think will be the team that could challenge both Kansas City and Philly? One team each conference.
I mean, I think it's a lot tougher in the AFC because I think you've got a lot more teams on the cusp that can at least challenge. NFC's there's a bigger fall off in my opinion.
Yeah, because like right offhand, I can't think of nobody that really could challenge that, like that's going to be able to match Philly. You know what I mean?
Detroit's going to be the odds-on favorite, I would say. It's either going to be Detroit challenging the Eagles, and maybe. I mean, I can't say anyone from the NFC East.
Not Washington, Dallas,
because they're going to beat each other up so much during the regular season that, I mean, outside dark horse chance, the Commanders.
And see, that's the thing. At least those teams are familiar with each other. You know what I mean? Like Dallas, Washington, and Philly, and the Giants. Not even really putting the Giants in there, but Washington, they might be able to get past. You know what I mean? Because they familiar with, even though, like Dave said, like Philly really don't have any weaknesses. Kansas City don't have any weaknesses, but you have teams that are familiar with them.
Yeah, that
might be able to work in their favor.
Always.
Yeah.
When you play a team twice a season, you know they tendencies and things like that. Well, let's go out west. What about the 49ers? What about Seattle?
49ers are gonna. 49ers would be lucky if they win 9 games this year.
What about the Rams? Do you throw them in the mix somehow, some way? You know, Matthew Stafford and them, they played Philly tough in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They played Philly tough. People say if it wouldn't have started snowing, they say the Rams would have got them. If it wouldn't have started snowing, you know what I mean? A lot of people think the Rams would have got them, you know? So, man, and then they got a new guy out there in Seattle pulling the trigger. They got Sam Donald out there coming off that career year. You know, so I just want to see it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see it, man. Because the 49ers with Brock Purdy, you know, they gave Brock Purdy all that money. But they say, you know, when you pay a guy like that, it's hard to keep other guys on the team. You know what I mean? And that's
Well,
why people laughing. You know what I mean?
It feels like they were all in on Christian McCaffrey, and he got hurt.
That's all.
And then they just had a really flat year. They didn't do anything, right? So, I mean, if your entire hopes are on the health of Christian McCaffrey, I don't know that you got enough to do something.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
season, him taking a pounding like that, and what
Yeah.
his history's been, man, that ain't good odds, you know?
No,
Yeah, and McCaffrey got a lot of miles on him too.
he does.
Yeah,
Got a lot of.
yeah, he does. And they tough miles too, because the way he plays. You know what I'm saying? So they're tough miles, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and he do a lot in the passing game as well, you
Yep.
know. So
Yep.
yeah, he's a high usage player. Yeah, high usage player, man. And then you know, next thing you know, he going down with an injury or something, and then
Yeah.
I want to see how Sam Donald does up in Seattle, man.
Yeah.
I really want to see how he plays up in Seattle.
See if he can't reproduce that Cinderella year.
I know. But well, you know, when he got in the playoffs, I think he laid an egg. I think when he got in the playoffs, or maybe like the last two games, like the last game of the year and then the first game of the playoffs or something like that, he ain't really look good. So
Oh no. I try not to remember those games.
he got the bag though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he got the bag though. Hey, I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the Niners from a team standpoint, like performance, I think they're gonna look different this year. So like you said, Jim, if they win 9 games this year, I think they'll be lucky.
So look, right? Who they receiver there now?
Well, they still got Brandon Ayuk.
That's right.
And he had 0 touchdowns last year. Can you believe that shit?
He ain't get a touchdown last year?
No.
Damn, no, I didn't believe that. No, I ain't believe that.
Yeah.
They still got Kittle.
They still got Kittle.
They still got Kittle. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings.
Juwan Jennings, right. Juwan Jennings. Yeah. He the one that was talking about he wanted more money. Wasn't Juwan Jennings that was saying he wanted more money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a pretty good year last year.
Say again, Jim?
He had a pretty good year last year.
Yeah, there ain't no harm in asking, I guess. You know what I mean? I caught 2 balls I want to raise. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess there ain't no harm in asking. Yeah, and McCaffrey coming back. You gonna have Purdy back, assuming everybody healthy. I don't know. So who you got winning that division? Who you got winning that division out there? The Rams?
Yeah.
You got Stafford out there. You got
Cardinals might look a little bit better this year, but
what's the receiver name that was with Green Bay and went to the Raiders and the Jets? He out there with the Rams now. What's his name? He used to be like top 5 receiver, top 3 receiver in the league at one time. What's his name? He was at Green Bay most of his years. Then he went to the Raiders. Then he left and went to the Jets for that 1 year. He played with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Damn, I can't think of his name. Somebody on the chat, help me out. Help me out.
Are you thinking Jennings? No, not Juwan Jennings.
What happened to the Judy guy?
Yeah.
No,
I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah, man. So I want to see how them teams out west look too. You know, like Seattle, the Rams, 49ers, and Arizona, man. But see, I haven't really been up with them. You know, any additions and things like that. They say Marvin Harrison Jr. then bulked up. They showed him.
Yeah.
He didn't put on some muscle. Yeah, he didn't put on some muscle. Kyler Murray, you get him back healthy. You see what
I'm just not a Kyler Murray. I still think Kyler Murray is too small.
He's undersized. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a Kyler Murray. To be like.
You don't think he can make the throws? You don't think he can make the throws?
Well, I think in certain situations I think you can, right? But I just think that Kyler Murray, if you make him throw over you, or and he looking for lanes. So like you could disguise your defense, and he throw through a certain lane, and that's a pick. It's just so much you can do to counter what his weaknesses.
All right, let me ask
where
y'all
he
this.
gotta go.
Let me ask y'all this: would y'all rather have Kyler Murray or Tua?
I would probably prefer if Tua could stay healthy. I like Tua.
Yeah, I like Tua. Yeah, I just worry about that next concussion though.
Yeah,
I know, man.
That scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's nasty. Yeah.
If Tua could stay healthy,
This man took a injury the other day with the Jets. What's my man's name? Fields. He took an injury.
Yeah,
with the Jets. He called him off, but then they say he was able to walk on his own power. They said it just started being a toe or something like that. But they had breaking news like World War III had just started and shit. I'm like, God damn. But they got to fill the space, man. They got to fill the space. All these 24/7 news outlets, sports outlets. You know what I mean? Breaking news. I'm like, oh shit, you be going to war? What the hell? And he get caught it all. I'm like, man, get the hell out of here. Breaking news. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to drop a atomic bomb somewhere.
I mean, that's the price of working in New York, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that those big markets, man.
You're right. Like you say, we wouldn't even heard about it in Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even heard about it. We wouldn't even heard about it in Green Bay or stuff. Yeah, but
that'd be Channel 6 local news, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, in this way, the fall off for Detroit might be more drastic than people. They lost their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator.
Oh wow.
Their offensive coordinator went to Chicago. Their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, got the job with the Jets. So, it's like they and then I don't know if you can count on golf having the same type of year he had last year too.
Well, look, Tom, let me ask you this. Speaking of Chicago, what you think? Like Chicago, like what you think? How you think they're gonna look this year?
I think they look okay. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not a believer in Caleb Williams. I'm not a real believer in him. I think he was a lot of hype coming out. He has to learn how to get rid of the ball, man. They blame a lot of his man. He took 60 sacks last year. 60. And it might have been like 63, something like that. But he took 60 sacks last year. That's not all offensive line play.
Mm-hmm.
That's not all offensive line play, man.
You're right.
And the word out of training camp is he's not looked good.
What?
Really? Yeah, suffering from the same problems, footwork, on time. The word is he's struggling.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He pulled him off pulled the whole offensive unit off.
The
field, Mike. Yeah.
The coach was like, they had such a shitty workout that the coach was like, get the hell off the field.
He kicked them off the field. I think they couldn't even get lined up right or something. It was crazy. It was something like that. They couldn't even get lined up. Something like that, man. But that Caleb Williams stuff, man, all that stuff he was doing at USC, and it showed last year. All that stuff he was doing at USC, you know what I mean, when they playing San Jose State and shit like that, that ain't going to fly in the NFL, man. It's just not. It's just not. And he's holding on to that ball thinking he can run around and make a play. You can't do that.
You got it. First, there's two things you have to do as an NFL quarterback, depending on what style of quarterback you are. First and foremost, you got to be on time.
Right.
And that's it. If it breaks down and you can't be on time, then you've got to have the skill sets of a Lamar or a Pat,
Josh
Allen to improvise, know where your guys are going to be at. Put Jaden Daniels, just start running. But and Caleb seems like he's just struggling with both of those things.
Right. And if y'all remember when he came in as a rookie last year, some people were saying no other rookie has been set up with these amount of offensive pieces around him to start their career He's in a perfect situation. You got players in the skill positions. You got a solid offensive line. But as the year go on, everything is horrible now. I'm like, well, what happened? You understand? What happened before the start of the year? And then when he's shown he's not that guy. And I never thought he really was, even with all the hype coming out of USC. I never really thought he was that guy like that, man. But and their coach, like I said, just left Detroit, and that's what they said. He had Jared Goff playing on time, like you just said, Jim. Had Jared Goff on time. 1, 2, 3, boom, ball out. 5-step drop, boom, ball out. You're not holding it, you're not patting it. You know what I'm saying? So he gotta get Caleb on that page. Caleb gotta get on that page, man, because you can't take 60 sacks, man. I mean, just the fact that somebody just bumping into you and you falling down 60 times over the course of a season, it's gonna take its toll. It's gonna take its toll. Yeah, it's gonna take its toll.
So that shows that like he never was like really he never really was like NFL ready, and like now that he in the NFL, he not really doing anything to get any better. If
progress.
I think he got talent, but the question is, does that talent? You know what I'm saying? Does that talent equate to a successful NFL quarterback? Now you take him on the stand lot. You know what I'm saying? He'd be the best player there. You know what I mean? The same thing we say about Lamar. You know what I mean? You take him on the stand, but like Jim just said, Lamar don't take sacks like that. You know what I'm saying? Lamar don't take sacks like that. So you like, all right, if you get around there and you want to extend the play, extend it and don't get sacked. You can't extend the play and still get sacked. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But see, I'm gonna tell you, this is another reason you don't want your quarterback getting hit at all. And this is why you don't see that run pass option like you used to when it became a gimmick back in the day. And you had that, quarterback coming down the line, he's faking, he gonna pitch it and things like that, right? Lamar can get away with it. But the first coach, I ain't gonna say the only, the first coach I heard say, this how you defend it, was Brian Billick. Brian Billick used to be on NFL Network all the time. And Brian Billick said how I would defend it, because, it was all the rave. You know what I mean? Everybody was doing it and everybody loved it. You know what I mean? And Brian Billick said, I would assign a linebacker to the quarterback. Whether he pitches the ball or not, hit him. Whether he pitches it or not, hit him. Now, that we just talked about how all these quarterbacks getting paid. That's your number one investment on teams, right? You don't want your quarterback getting hit almost every single play, whether he's taking a loss, whether he's getting sacked or not. You just don't want him touched. So you got to take that out of your playbook for about game 7, game 8, and your quarterback then got hit 10 times a game over the course of 8 games. He done got hit 80 times. That's why that ain't, you know what I'm saying, that ain't all the rage no more like it used to be, because some defenses caught on it, like hit the quarterback. I don't care if he pitching or not, hit him.
Yeah.
That's why
I think Caleb Williams is the next Vince Young.
I like Vince though.
I mean, yeah, but he just couldn't translate all that great athletic ability into being a long-term
winning record. Vince had a winning record as a starter.
He did?
Vince Young had a winning record as a starter. I think he had the wrong coach, man. I ain't like that guy. Who was that guy that coached
Tennessee?
Yeah, he ain't won them anyway. But
Fisher. Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher. I thought he had the wrong coach, man, because he ain't won them. He ain't won them to begin with. You know what I mean? I don't think he coached them well. But yeah, I used to like.
And maybe that's not a good analogy, but that's the one that came to mind. Who was super talented physically, but just couldn't translate it into NFL long-term NFL career.
You don't know. Vince was a big guy. How big is the guy Caleb Williams? Like size-wise, how big is he?
Oh, I think he's a decent sized QB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me look that up.
Like 6'3" or something like 6'3". Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was want to know like his size. I didn't know.
Yeah.
6'1". He's
That's
only
all?
6'1". Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I thought he was
227.
big.
I thought it was bigger too.
Me too. Me too, but I didn't know.
Yeah, Dave said it, college talent don't always equate NFL
Yeah.
talent. That's
I mean,
true,
yeah.
right?
That's true.
I thought like you said though, Jim, like with Vince Carter, Vince Young,
Yeah.
you know, his I agree with you and Tunk though. I think like he was, I don't think his talent really translated, but I think part of his issue was like Fisher,
Yeah.
you know,
Fisher
over there.
Fisher ain't one.
And part of his problem too was he liked to spend money too on them women. You know, I don't think he was as focused as he needed to be too. You know, so
Yeah.
that's what comes with.
And he was another guy, man, that made it look so easy when he was in Texas, man.
Yeah.
He made everything look so easy, man. He probably like, man, you know, I could do this in my sleep.
But when you get to the NFL, it's not like that. Everybody and their mother run a 4.3. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody and their mother got, you know what I mean, got Nike cleats.
That's what I said about Caleb. You ain't playing San Jose State. You know what I mean? And you got linebackers that's faster than you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got linebackers that's faster than you. So
yeah. So Johnny Manziel, I thought Johnny Manziel though, to me, I thought Johnny Manziel was he was small too. He wasn't a big quarterback either though. Johnny Manziel.
He was real small.
He was small.
He wasn't like just short like Baker Mayfield is. You know what I'm saying? He was like
Kyler Murray.
Right. He was like a small guy. Yeah. He was a small guy.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel, man, they had something on him that was on Netflix, man, and I watched. And he said, man, when he left school, he didn't want to play no more.
He didn't?
Yeah, man. He said he was out Vegas one time partying, and he said it was a practice the next morning. And he said the only way he was going to be able to make this practice was for him to catch the red eye out of Las Vegas to get back to Cleveland to the facility in time to make this, make this practice. He said, screw it. He kept partying. He said, you know what I mean? And then he come back, come back a few later. Yeah, man. He said football wasn't fun as a professional as it was, because it became like a job. And that's how he looked at it. And he said he ain't want to play no more. He said man, he got a contract. I think he said it was like a $7 million, or he signed a $7 million bonus or something like that. Man, he said he ain't even want to play no more.
What?
He ain't want to play no more. Yeah. But man, he had alcohol problems and things like that. He was really like a party kid in school. A lot of that came out in that documentary. He was a party kid, man.
Yeah. So, he was one of those guys who just had that natural, you know what I mean, like natural talent.
Yeah. And then
high school, college.
Huh? Yeah, he came from. No, he didn't. He said that was all a lie. He said all that was made up by an agent. That he came for money. He said all was made up by an agent. You know what I mean? Doing the dollar sign and all that stuff. He said an agent put that out there and everybody ran with it. He said nobody even checked to see if it was true or not.
Yeah.
He said, oh man, his grandfather, millionaire from oil, his mother's father, a millionaire, and everybody like, oh, okay. And not even look. Not even look at the story enough. Like, oh, okay, makes sense.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
You better believe it. You better believe it, Jeff. You better you better believe it. Oh yeah, since the beginning of the time. Yeah, we don't worry about the truth. Yeah, the story. Yeah, that's a nice story. We don't care if it's true or not. You're right.
Yeah.
But, it's gonna be, man. We fiend for that NFL, man. Whatever the NFL does is absolutely on point, because as soon as it ends, we can't wait for it to start back up again, man. As soon as it ends, man, we can't wait for it to start back up, man.
No, man.
I can't believe it's right around the corner.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they ain't can't.
Look, with the NFL being right around the corner, I'm surprised though that I'm searching for more information and more stories. It's hard to find anything. You find something on Shador, you'll find, little small stories here, but it's not too much.
No big stories, Mike. You're right. It ain't been no big stories. Yeah, you're right about that. Ain't been
That's
no
why
big
I
story.
text
Man.
y'all. I was like, I wanted to know if y'all seen or heard anything because
Right.
it's hard to find anything. Everything about LeBron or Caitlin Clark.
Yep. Right. Hey,
You
look,
know?
the same storylines there. So we can look at it like it's a good thing. Ain't nothing but, the linebacker, my man ain't signed yet in Dallas. He hadn't signed yet. I know he ain't camp though. Michael.
I don't think so.
No. I don't think nothing. Yeah.
But he is in camp. So
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah.
I mean that was the big story though that he's kind of saying this might be the end.
Right. But man, I haven't found a dude that loved being a Cowboy more than him.
Yeah.
He loved being a Dallas Cowboy, man. I don't know what it is with Jerry Jones and them, man. That dude loved being a Cowboy. He sing they praises all the time. He sing, he loved it. Because look, if you play for the Cowboys and you're good, you're outstanding, you'll star.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, the quarterback position that goes without saying. But understand, if you're good at your position on the Dallas Cowboys, you'll start. You'll start. You ain't got to pay for no meal nowhere. You ain't got to pay for no steak. Yeah. You'll start.
Yeah. Well, we ain't get into the nickname. The nicknames. Maybe we'll do that next week or so.
I got some more for you that aren't on that list.
I'm about to say, Jim, you got to add some to it. So when we touch back on next week, we'll have some more to choose from.
I'll just drop a couple on you that should be on the pistol.
Oh, Pistol man. Pete, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And one that maybe might not make the list, but it was always a fun one. The microwave.
Oh, Vinny, yeah.
The microwave, yeah.
Now, did they call now Jerry West the logo? Did they call him the logo? They didn't call him the logo while he was playing, though, did they?
No,
he wasn't there. He wasn't there. Yeah, he wasn't there.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we had some.
There's just a huge list of great names.
Yeah. I think, man, I'm partial to Dr. J, man. That's partial to that one, man. That's just like
that's what I told Jim. I was like, that's better. I put that ahead of Magic and Air Jordan.
Yeah, I would.
Dr. J.
Yeah, man. That's just just sweet, man. And it fits him. You know what I mean? It fits him, his whole persona. His whole, Doc was the smoothest dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Sharp dude, always dressed impeccably, man. Articulate. Pro always was right on the court. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That just fit him.
Jim, you forgot about Wilt the Stilt. Dave said Wilt the Stilt.
Hell yeah.
Wilt the Stilt.
Good old Kansas kid.
Yeah. He had another one. He had the Big Dipper. They used to call him that.
Big Dipper. The Big Dipper. Yeah.
Okay, they used to call him that too.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about Gary Payton.
Glove, yeah.
Oh yeah, the glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely gonna have to get into this next Saturday, man.
Hey, look real quick, man, about the glove. The one year they played San Antonio in the playoffs, and Tony Parker was killing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy on Sports Center, I don't know if it was Van Pelt. Somebody said, man, he turned the glove into the mitten, right? Man, I was laughing like crazy, man. He turned the glove into a mitten, right? That was funny as hell, right? Yeah. But yeah, man, think of some more, Jim. So when we come back next week, man, we can discuss.
I got some. Man. I got some. Yep.
Yeah. We got to get into this next Saturday.
Yep, indeed. But I'm out.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Dave, appreciate you. Retro, appreciate you. Who else we had in here?
Seagazer.
Oh, Seagazer was in here for a while. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. So, all right, man. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back next Saturday, 1:00.
All right, guys.
Y'all
enjoy your day, man.
All right.
All right.
Have a good